Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi, and today is the day we are once again talking about the comic industry as it seems to be in flames. If you follow some of our videos over the last couple of weeks, a lot of stuff has been in the works with the Millar World stuff, going to Dark Horse, Mark saying some things, sticking up for Glenn, sticking up when a lot of cancel pigs were going after a retailer, and Mark obviously hosting retailers to have a roundtable discussion on things in the market. A lot of people don't like this, and I was sent this by Skip Edwards. Thank you. A podcast that has Heidi McDonald. Now, Heidi McDonald, supposedly part of the Whisper Network. If you buy into all that, go check out Penny Parker on Twitter, and also the owner of The Beat, a journalist, a person in comics, an influencer that writes articles telling you which way the wind's blowing in comics. Now, what caught me about the part when Heidi's talking about Mark, there's a lot of negative opinions about Mark. And I want to play a clip from this.
Who do that just because we're all hustling. We're all just trying to get through this. And, Mark is a creator. He has a solid body of work behind him. Some of it is really great and some of it is not so great, but he's done it. And he's also got things that I don't like at all. And, he's problematic as hell. But I'm just going to say, you and I both have been, David and I, this is a big shocker, but David and I sometimes DM each other and talk about things. And everybody's been talking about Mark Millar for the last couple of months because all of a sudden on Twitter, he was just, resurrecting himself in the dying embers. He was like standing there beating the drums and talking about, John, what if John Byrne did comics? I can do a Scottish accent because my name is McDonald, by the way. And I think it'd be great if they bought back all these old timer creators. Wouldn't that be great? And, you should get 50% royalties, like just throwing out everything out there, getting people talking about him.
Like he knows how to,
he didn't do that. And this, to get people to talk about him. And what's happening here in a couple of areas is two things. One, Mark's addressing a problem in the direct market, and some of it's content and other things, variants, relaunches, reboots, new number ones, all of that stuff. A lot of things. But to fix a problem, you have to acknowledge a problem, you have to address the problem, and then work from there. Why is that problematic? What do you think, Yanzi?
The thing is that Mark recently is having a bunch of mini-series coming up this year and next year, right? So probably at this point in time, he's just taking temperature of the retail climate and trying to figure out, what is going on? What books are people interested in? And that suddenly he's hearing things that are not so positive about the retail world. He recently did an interview with 3 prominent retailers in the USA, and trust me, whatever they're saying pretty much goes against the whole comics are doing better than ever narrative. And that is obviously not what the cancel pigs want out there.
Right. One of the things Mark has been saying also is he's not buying new comics. He's actually buying more manga than he is new comics. So a guy who works in comics, makes his own comics, and probably one of the most successful independent creators when you really gauge like his Netflix shows, his movies, The Kingsman, Wanted, Kick-Ass, multiple movies. I mean, the guy's basically got a little entertainment empire, but still loves comics. Still loves comics, makes his own comics. And why is that problematic? Why is he problematic? How is a guy who has multiple media deals kind of has been washed up, embers in a flame, all of these things that she's saying? It's
I'll tell you why he's problematic. He's problematic because he has all these non-comics money now. He's no longer beholden to the mainstream in any way whatsoever. In fact, he made a tweet saying that he does not count on money from his comics at all to pay for his lifestyle. He pretty much spends all his comic budget on his fellow creators or the artists that he hires. So this is a man that the mainstream, the journalists, all these fans, all this, they cannot try and control and tell the publishers, hey, don't publish this guy's books, otherwise I will cancel you. It doesn't work anymore. See, if you don't like what Mark Millar is doing in this company and then you try and get him canceled from it, guess what? Somebody else is going to be beating down his door. More than one somebody else is going to be beating down his door because they can see all these successful properties he has generated.
Again, my issue with this is it's kind of coming from a journalist, the head owner of a news site. Now, I want to paint a picture here. Heidi's been running articles at the end of every year that comics are doing better than ever, as she basically grabs manga numbers and add in, or Dogman and add in and say the American comic book industry is doing better than ever, which is that's a false statement. If you're yanking manga sales, which is basically an import, you can't add those sales to the American comic book industry. We did not produce those, we imported them.
But to be fair, it is ICB who added those numbers, so you can't really blame the journalists for taking those numbers. But it's also very dishonest to say that, because you are actually trying to encourage a new generation of creators come in to a dying industry. Manga takes up 79% of the American comic book market, and you're trying to convince people, come in and draw more books for us, draw more Batmans and all these. But don't worry, we can only pay you poverty wages. You want a percentage of the entertainment money from Hollywood? Adios. Here's $5,000 at Brubaker. Thanks for giving us this Winter Soldier storyline, I guess.
So this kind of leads me to thinking, is the real threat here is Mark starting to shine a light on the bigger problem in the American comic book industry. Some of it could be lack of creators. You need to offer them more money. You need to bring them back, a return to meritocracy rather than diversity hires, maybe less agenda, maybe fun books. All of these things maybe Mark is bringing up and having a public conversation with retailers on this. Now, the interesting part is the retailer. The 3 retailers he just did a YouTube video with on his channel, is these guys are the guys that they make the sale. They are the guys, basically the main distributor of comics in a way, not Diamond or Penguin or any of those people, but the comic book shop that's taking the risk in ordering your product and trying to hand sell your book to a customer. Where creators are attacking like Glenn or not wanting to listen to retailers is boiling over. Those are the guys who are running the risk to sell your comic. If your comic doesn't have a way to sell, then you don't have a comic book job.
So one thing that's very dangerous about what Mark Millar is proposing, and that's that he wants to hire all these old creators, or he wants to get them back into the mainstream to produce books that he thinks would really help push the market sales again. Now that's very dangerous, you see, because most of these people that he's talking about have more or less been cancelled by the cancel pigs. Talking about people like Ethan Van Sciver, who is very well known for his Green Lantern run. And then he's basically saying, yeah, those books sold really well. Let's bring all this talent back in. It's like, no. We worked so hard to get all these people cancelled out of mainstream. And then we brought all this new talent in, these new diverse checkbox talents. And you want them to come back. Like, what? I'm sorry.
Well,
so the other thing that people are also forgetting is that retailers are essentially the customers for DC, for Marvel, for Image, for Boom, whoever you can name. And for some reason, the journalists, the creators, they're going to war with basically their primary customer. Something here does not add up exactly. And Mark is trying to shine a light on that and say, why are you guys attacking the guys who are promoting your stuff? And I guess they just don't like the fact that finally the retailers are fed up with whatever they've been given to sell, and they're like, yeah, this quality ain't worth it. Nobody wants to buy it. Like, you better take it and say it's great, or else we'll cancel you.
Yep. If you guys will hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification, let us know what you think about these developments and what is being said. Do you think it's true that Mark Millar is problematic? I don't think so. I think he's a nice guy. If you guys will hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification, check out the trailer for Axcend Level Up right now on 9livescomics.com.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Axcend. In this game of life, there is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to Axcend.